Sausage Party Foodtopia is a continuation of the animated film, so today, let's see if this Prime Video series is worth your time. Hey everybody, my name's Justin here. I try to watch everything that hits theaters and on streaming services like Prime Video. If you guys are like me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and click that bell notification for more up-and-coming content. Following the events of the 2016 film, Frank, Brenda, Barry, and Sammy tried to build their own food society. I've seen Sausage Party a couple times since it was released in 2016. It's always a film that manages to shock me. I remember seeing it in theaters and not fully understanding what was happening. It was just a bunch of crazy stuff going on with a good voice cast behind it. And I was surprised to see they were going to continue it with a series on Prime Video. This is an 8-episode series that follows the events from the first film, and after breaking away from the grocery store, they want to create their own food society. They want to elect a leader. They want to have routines and systems in place. Everybody gets their own home. They have cars and things like that. And they really dive deep into seeing this society grow from the ground up, but with typical Sausage Party humor. There were many times in this series I was really shocked with what was happening. There was an episode that Prime Video had to release a statement saying that there were a few graphic scenes in the episode. That is how far this series went. And in the first episode, they break away from the grocery store. They're excited out in the open and they just start having sex like nonstop.
This is nasty.
Honestly, I thought that was how the whole series was going to go, was just a bunch of food, having sex, and I don't know how much I could deal with all of that. But they move past that, but it's not the only episode that is featured. Once they move away from all the sex between the food, they start to dive deep into the society. I thought it was really interesting to see how these different foods and different opinions about the society started to develop. You had Frank and Brenda, voiced by Seth Rogen and Kristen Wiig. They returned for this series and they work together and they have their own opinions and they believe that everybody should have a chance to share and everybody would be equal. Then you have an Orange, voiced by Sam Richardson, who believes that if you have these teeth, that you will be rich, and the more teeth you have, the richer you will be. Human teeth, by the way. And so he is running against Frank and Brenda within the series to be the leader of Foodtopia. And so it's interesting to see everybody's different opinions about how to start this society, the ins and outs of it all. Everybody has their homes, their routines in place. You have toy cars that they're using for vehicles. It's pretty interesting stuff, honestly. I think it's a step in the right direction for this series and introducing the society from the ground up and everybody kind of competing to see who can be the leader. But throughout all of this, you have a human character voiced by Will Forte who really starts to throw a wrench into the series. You have the other hot dog voiced by Michael Cera, who doesn't want humans around. Will Forte is absolutely hilarious in here, has gone through many breakups, and Will Forte just brings his typical style of comedy to the series, and it's absolutely hilarious. Michael Cera has a lot more to do in the series. He gains confidence, he wants to stand up for himself, and he has his opinions against the humans and will fight against them. But a huge standout from the movie and in the series as well is Edward Norton as Sammy the Bagel. He brings so much personality to this character. I still don't believe this is Edward Norton in this role. And there's so much dedication to Sammy as he wants to become famous within this Foodtopia. He wants to be able to tell jokes and become popular. And he ends up running part of the election for the leader within Foodtopia. So Edward Norton has a lot more to do, and I was honestly surprised with his voice acting. The series is cruder. It is more sexual. There is so many jokes in here that I was laughing at when you look at the society. There's a lot of pop culture references for food. They poke fun of elections. It has a lot of satire to it. But the crude moments are definitely there. In the first episode, that's all they want to do, and then they experience rain for the first time. And of course, it's going to ruin a lot of the food. And they view that as an obstacle. And then they meet a crow. And that also starts to pick off the food one by one. So they have a lot of things that they need to overcome, and they use the human for help, and then also just try to have different opinions about what it means to be a leader and how you're going to handle these situations. But those crude moments happen constantly throughout the series. One episode stands out as probably the most shocking thing I have seen this year. I was really taken back and baffled with what they were able to accomplish with that episode.
Oh my God!
I think it was a realistic way to bring the story back by having them create their own Foodtopia, look at creating this society, electing a leader, different opinions as well. But there are development for the characters. You're going to have different opinions on things, and that's going to create some conflict along the way. And the series does manage to add that within the show, so you could have some things that develop and have some trouble moments and look at the characters and see how they can overcome things, and just adds more depth to these characters. It's hilarious. It's very crude, a lot of sex in here. If you like that first movie like myself, I think you'll find a lot of humor within this series. It is not for children. Please do not show your children this show. Yes, it is animated with food, but it is far from being something acceptable for children.
Don't do it. You'll regret it, man. Trust me.
So before I give you my score for Sausage Party Foodtopia, make sure to check out my channel here. I do movie reviews, trailer actions, ranking videos, tier lists, all that fun movie related content that you see on YouTube. I do it all here, so hit that subscribe button to get it all in one spot. I'm going to go ahead and give Sausage Party Foodtopia a B. Thank you guys for checking out my review for Sausage Party Foodtopia. Have you guys seen it by chance? What did you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below, and stay tuned for more up and coming content like this. My name is Just Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.